This thing bends me. Listen to me very carefully. But even though he started out as a shepherd, his calling was kingship. It amazes me how the call finds you in a place that is the direct opposite of the one it is calling you to. In other words, kings very seldomly are called out of palaces. But most of the time, men of greatness start and it is only when you learn to be faithful in the sheep pen that God begins to reveal his grand plan for you to be a king. In other words, it is your depths that determine your heights. How high you go in life is dependent on how deep the foundation is. But there are many people who keep praying for a double story but have got no foundation that is deep enough to support what they want to see go up. I'm not crushing your dreams. I'm not crushing your desire for kingship. I am saying if you want to see the building go up, have the stamina to build a foundation that is deep enough. And it is in your depths that you deal with darkness. It is in your depths that you deal with failure. It is in your depths that God strips you naked and you begin to see yourself for who you truly are. Outside of the mic and outside of the Israelites and the chariots and the horses, alone and naked in his presence. And God says, this is who you are. And here's my blessing. When you read this psalm, it teaches you one lesson. And the lesson is that your pain should never speak louder than your praise. Every single time, read the psalm carefully. Every single time your pain is louder in frequency than your praise, it becomes difficult for your knees to give praise to God, because you are worshiping him through the lenses of your pain rather than through the focus of your praise. A psalm is a combination of three things. Three, not one. Number one, a psalm is prayer. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. It is a prayer. If the Lord had not been on our side, men would have swallowed us alive. We are kulega, you are praying. Number one, a psalm is a prayer. Someone say prayer. Prayer. Number two, a psalm is worship. Someone say worship. When you recite a psalm, you are worshiping. Lastly, a psalm is a song. Now, arithmetic. Number one, you have got prayer. Number two, you have got. Number three, you have got. All of these three entities can be separated throughout time. In other words, a psalm is the only form of literature that deals with the past, gives answers to the present, gives hope for the future. In other words, when you are reciting a psalm, time becomes stagnant. And that is why 2,000 years ago, the Lord was your shepherd. 2,000 years later, the Lord is your shepherd. 2,000 years after your death, when you are nothing but withered bones, the Lord will still be your shepherd, because time does not exist in the literature of the Psalms. This particular psalm is known as a psalm of ascent. Now, a psalm of ascent, Bazalwane, I want us to spend some time on this thing. It blesses my heart. A psalm of ascent has to do with geography. In other words, when you are reciting a psalm of ascent, you do not recite it stationary, but you recite it while moving geographically from a low point to a higher point. When the Israelites were reciting psalms, many of them had to move from places of low density to places of higher density. In other words, the psalm was a vehicle. The psalm was a transport. Now listen to me very carefully, Barcelona. What matters is not your destination. And hear me, don't misread me. What matters is the reliability of the vehicle taking you there. Many of us don't get to make it to our destinations. Not because they are not there, but because the vehicles that we are using as modes of mobility do not have what it takes to withstand the potholes that you're going to be meeting on your journey. And then the first weapon says, if the Lord had not been. Angizwa bazalwane. Blessing number one. When you say if the Lord had not been on our side, it is only something that you can utter on your way back from the battlefield. You missed it. In other words, you do not say if the Lord had not been on our side while you are facing the battle. When you utter the words, if the Lord had not been on our side, your back is towards, in other words, the battle is over. And while it is over, God then gives you the strength to say, if the Lord had not been on our side, the men would have swallowed us whole. Now there's a blessing that is in here, Pastor Luan. How do you know that I'm standing here? Because you can. But a Christian is blessed with the ability to see twice. Number one, you see with your physical eyes. Number two, you see with this. Now, there are times in your life where physical eyes will fail you. In fact, there are times in your life where you ought not to use your physical eyes. For what you will see will depress you and not allow you to move on forward in the journey. There are things you go through in life that require you to close your eyes. And while your eyes are closed, to use these ones. For when David says, if the Lord was not on our side, he measures the presence of God, not on his visibility, but on the condition of the army. In other words, David conducts what I call stock taking. And after the battlefield, he looks at all the scars and the wounds on the generals and on the battalion. He then draws a conclusion and he says, when I look at the number of wounds and the number of casualties, I can only conclude that there was a second invisible partner in this battle who could not be seen, but nevertheless was present. The sickness you're going through, up to the point where your pillow becomes wet, as if someone just poured a bucket of water over them. Your ability to not register at school, irrespective of how smart you are, that is a battle. And I have come to tell you from Psalm 124 verse 1 that sometimes God enters the battle, but he makes sure that he's not visible. And if you are a foolish commander, you will judge his presence based on what you can see. Little do you know that in heaven, his presence is not judged by sight. Someone say, if the Lord had not been on our side, then men would have swallowed us whole. Now, this is interesting. When the enemy comes, the Bible says the enemy comes like a flood. Prophetically speaking, waters represent a people or a multitude. Now the text says three things. Number one, the waters would have swallowed us. Number two, the winds or the torrents would have engulfed us. In other words, when the enemy attacks, his strategy is usually to use two things. Number one, he uses people. Every single weapon that comes into your life may come in the form of a friend, in the form of a partner, in the form of a best friend, in the form of a family member, but never in the form of your pastor. I just had to fix that script quickly. I was not liking where it was going. I just had to which would mean that every single person alive is a candidate capable of being used by the enemy. Listen to what I'm saying. Half of the problems you face before they become external have roots that are internal. If you are sick and tired of the taste of the fruit that you are eating, don't take the apple and throw it away. Take a shovel and deal with the roots. Imikhuba ekhona igilayo ngeke uziqede ngokulahla izithelo. Thatha ini amathulusi ushona kuphi uqonde impande. Now the psalm itself does not deal, nowhere in the psalm does David quantify the enemy. You will never find a line where the enemy is given a number. Because sometimes in life, you conquer one mountain only to discover there are 7 after it. And the issue when you are reading a psalm is not to read it quantitatively, but it is to read it qualitatively. After every single psalm that you read, there is an enemy that is present. But the enemy is preceded by the assurance of the presence of God. But you will miss the presence if you have got a weakness of focusing on the numbers. My favorite part is how from verse 1 to verse 5, it is a battlefield. But what is interesting about this battlefield, you move from line number 5. When you come to line number 6, it is no longer a battlefield, it is an altar. Listen to me very carefully. Every battle has a temple. Every battle has an altar. Every single time that you are confronted with warfare, there is an opportunity to fight on your knees, not with your fists, not with your information, because it is not information that scares away the devil, it is revelation. But many of us are operating in information and we underestimate the power of revelation. And then the Bible then says, Pastor Ron, blessed be the name of the Lord. Because when we were fighting, there were so many people that were with us. There were so many people who were with you during your time of need. And little did you know that most of those multitudes came not because they cared. Some came to measure your ability to heal quickly. It is not everyone who cries with you who is actually with you. And I have come to tell you that in every single aspect of your life, move away from this foolish thing of judging the presence of God based on the things that he does. Sometimes his presence ought to be measured by the things he does not do. My favorite part is when the text says, our soul has escaped. Now you need to understand, you do not escape where you are not chained. The thought of escaping is only for those who have been held captive. Now, back in the days, there was something called a fowler. I don't know how this is put in this version, but I think in your versions it says a fowler. A fowler was a professional bird hunter. It was not just insizwa or ezhambayo ustupi nyoni. A fowler was a professional bird hunter. In other words, a fowler was someone who professionally dealt with the killing of birds. And what they would do is the fact that they would catch some of the little birds while they were growing up and put them in hidden cages in the forest. And when those birds begin to sing, the melody would begin to attract other birds that are not aware of the invisible cages that these birds are in. And foolishly, a bird will be coming from the air, and by the time it hears the beauty of the music, it is not seeing that there is an invisible cage that is shackling this bird that is crying. And while it is there, research tells us that there will be someone who will pull a bow and arrow. And just as he's about to let just as he's about to let the arrow go, for some strange, unexplained biological reason, the bird will hear a movement, a shift in the direction of the wind. And it will begin to fly. And as it flies, the arrows begin to miss the bird that it was supposed to kill. Now here's the lesson. There are people that the enemy keeps caged in invisible pain. You see them on a Sabbath, and they are happy, but internally, you cannot locate their death because it's silent. You cannot locate their pain because it's covered by makeup and Revlon. It is hard for you to realize the things that they go through. They portray an image of perfection when inside they're a tombstone. That is a bird that is caged and is silent. But in every silence, your condition begins to change the position of the birds that are free outside. And your condition begins to change the position of another bird that will suffer a similar fate. But because you survived, the arrows will not catch that bird. I've come to tell you. Take the pain that you're going through, multiply it by the square root of 10, and that is the next 10 years. But listen to me very carefully before you start crying. As you go through that pain, remember the line that says, our soul has escaped the fowler snare. The fowler snare cannot be kept at bay. It will come, but in its coming, God will ensure that he keeps you safe and he delivers you out of it. May the Lord bless you.